Welcome to Gunners Report, your ultimate destination for everything Arsenal. From breaking news and match analysis to transfer updates and tactical insights, Gunners Report brings you closer to the heart of the club we all love. Whether it's pre-match build-up, post-match reactions, or the latest rumours from the Emirates, we've got you covered. Join us as we follow the journey, celebrate the victories, and analyse every moment, because here it's more than football. Tease Arsenal. Subscribe now and stay ahead with Gunners Report, where every gunner belongs. Breaking news: Arsenal's hero rises, but chaos, controversy and history collide at the worst possible moment. This is not just a football story anymore. This is pressure. This is redemption. This is everything happening at once. Because while Arsenal stand on the edge of history, there are cracks forming beneath the surface, a resurgence, a potential suspension, injuries, selection dilemmas, and a fan base being pushed to the limit. And right at the centre of it all, one name is quietly rewriting the narrative. Ben White. Just weeks ago, nobody was talking about him like this. There were doubts. Real doubts. Injuries had disrupted his rhythm. Questions were being asked about his future. There were even whispers of a possible exit. For a player who had once been one of Arsenal's most reliable performers, it felt like everything was slipping. And then everything changed. Jurrien Timber goes down. A massive blow. One of Arsenal's most important defensive assets suddenly unavailable at the most critical stage of the season. The fear was immediate. Could Arsenal cope? Would this derail everything? Would this be the moment their season collapsed? But Ben White had other ideas. He stepped in. And not just as a replacement, as a statement. Game after game, he's been relentless. Lisbon, Madrid, Premier League pressure, European nights. He's been there. Every time. Sharp, focused, aggressive. Not quite the exact version of 2022 or 2023, but something different, something evolving, something dangerous. And there's one key reason behind it. Bukayo Saka. That right side, it's back. The chemistry, the movement, the understanding. It's instinctive. They don't think, they act. Saka moves, White overlaps. White pushes, Saka drifts. Defenders hesitate. Arsenal strike. It's a partnership that gives Arsenal balance, width, and unpredictability. And right now, it's firing again. Statistically, it's undeniable. White is creating chances at an elite level, among the very best in his position. Top percentage for big chances created, winning the ball high up the pitch. This is not just defensive work. This is influence. This is control. And suddenly something bigger is forming, because across the channel, someone is watching. Thomas Tuchel. England's future is taking shape, and Ben White is forcing his way back into the conversation. Not as an option, as a contender. Imagine it. Saka on the right wing, White behind him. Club chemistry on the international stage. Understanding, timing, trust. That connection could be priceless. And Tuchel knows it. But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Because while one player is rising, another is now in serious danger. Gabriel Jesus. What should have been a night of pure celebration has turned into a moment of controversy, because after the final whistle against Atletico Madrid, things got heated, very heated. Atletico players weren't backing down, tempers flared, pride took over. And then, a moment that could change everything. Footage shows Atletico defender Marc Pubel stepping into Arsenal's celebrations. Tensions rise, players clash. There's pushing, shouting, chaos, and then Jesus reacts. A flash of anger, a split-second decision. He appears to strike Pubel. Now UEFA are watching, reviewing footage, reading reports, assessing every detail. And the consequences could be huge. Because if action is taken, if a ban is issued, Gabriel Jesus could miss the Champions League final. Let that sink in. A European final. The biggest match of Arsenal's season, possibly the biggest match of Arteta's career, and one of their attacking options might not be available because of a moment after the whistle. This is the fine line at the top level. Emotion versus control. Passion versus discipline. One moment can define everything. And while that situation unfolds, there's more uncertainty building. Martin Ødegaard, the captain, the leader, the heartbeat of this team. He's back, but not fully. He came off the bench against Atletico. He helped see the game out. But the truth? He's still not 100%. He said it himself. Day by day. Careful management. No guarantees. And that creates another problem for Mikel Arteta. Because how do you prepare for the biggest games of the season without knowing if your captain is fully fit? Declan Rice has already made it clear. When Ødegaard plays, Arsenal are a different team. Better, sharper, more dangerous. And now the clock is ticking. Every training session matters. Every decision matters. Because Arsenal are not just chasing one trophy. They're chasing history. The Premier League. 3 games left: West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace win them all, and it's theirs. The Champions League final, one night, one opportunity. And everything is connected. Momentum, fitness, discipline, lose control in one area. Breaking news. Arsenal are back, but it comes at a price few fans can afford. This is the moment Arsenal supporters have waited 20 years to experience again. A Champions League final, a shot at history, a chance to erase the pain of 2006 forever. But now, just as the dream becomes real, a brutal reality hits. Because following this team to Budapest could cost fans thousands. And for many, that dream trip is already slipping away. It was a night that will live forever in Arsenal history. The Emirates Stadium was shaking. The tension was unbearable. Every pass, every tackle, every second carried the weight of 2 decades of longing. Arsenal had done the hard part in Madrid. A gritty 1-1 draw against Atletico. A performance built on discipline, resilience, and belief. But the job wasn't finished. Not yet. Back in North London, it came down to one moment. One flash of brilliance. One player stepping up when it mattered most. Bukayo Saka, the star boy. The symbol of this new era, the heartbeat of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. And when the chance came, he didn't hesitate. He buried it. The Emirates exploded. And just like that, Arsenal were going to the Champions League final. Let that sink in. 20 years later, they are back. For an entire generation of fans, this isn't just another match. It's something they've never truly experienced before. The last time Arsenal reached this stage, it ended in heartbreak. A 2-1 defeat. Barcelona, Paris. A night that still haunts the club. And now history offers them another chance. A chance to rewrite the ending after the final whistle. Emotions poured out everywhere. Mikel Arteta stood there, taking it all in. This wasn't just a win. This was validation. This was belief rewarded. He said it himself. This was special. The atmosphere, the connection, the unity between players and fans. Something rare, something powerful. He spoke about how much it meant, how every single person in that stadium felt it, how the team gave everything, and how, after 20 long years, Arsenal are finally back where they believe they belong. But while the players celebrate and the club prepares for history, fans are facing a completely different battle. Because getting to that final in Budapest is not simple. It's not cheap. And for many, it's not even realistic. Let's talk about the reality. Flights from London to Budapest, already soaring past £900. Andreesing, that's just to get there. Now at accommodation. Nearly 90% of hotels are already booked. The cheapest options? Hostels at around £250 per person. And if you want something better, be prepared to pay up to £12,000. Yes, £12,000. For a hotel room. And then, there's the match itself. Tickets. The thing every fan dreams of. UEFA's pricing structure tells its own story. Fan first. Tickets just over £60. Sounds reasonable, right? Good luck getting one. Because most fans are staring at far higher prices. Category 3, £155. Category 2, £560. Category 1, £816. And even restricted view tickets? They'll still cost you between £120 and £655. So when you add it all up, flights, hotels, tickets, You're easily looking at £2,000 to £5,000 minimum for the full experience. For many loyal supporters, that's simply impossible. And that's the harsh truth behind one of the biggest moments in the club's history. But here's the thing, this Arsenal team didn't get here by accident. This isn't luck. This is a team that has grown, evolved, and fought its way back to the top. They are unbeaten in this Champions League campaign. 11 wins, 3 draws. They've taken down giants, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid twice. This is not a team sneaking into a final. This is a team that belongs there, and they're not done yet. Because while Europe is watching, Arsenal are also on the brink of something even bigger. The Premier League title, top of the table. 5 points clear, 3 games to go. West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace. Win all 3 and it's over. A first league title in 22 years. Think about that. This could be the greatest season in Arsenal's history. A Champions League final. And a Premier League title. The kind of double that defines eras. The kind of achievement that builds legends. Even Thierry Henry, a man who knows exactly what this club represents, has changed his tone. He admits it. He questioned Arteta before. He doubted whether this project would truly deliver. But now, he's proud. Proud of the team, proud of the manager, and most importantly, he's giving credit where it's due. Because Arteta has taken criticism, pressure, doubt, and turned it into something extraordinary. This is a manager on the edge of immortality. 4 games away from something even Arsène Wenger never achieved. Let that sink in. Not even the Invincibles conquered Europe. But this team might. Inside the squad, the belief is real. Arsenal booked their place in the UEFA Champions League final for only the second time in their history. In what was always likely to be a close affair between 2 top sides, the Gunners edge it out. In the second game in a row in Europe, Arsenal were denied what looked like a clear penalty when Leandro Trossard was brought down in the box by Antoine Griezmann. The Gunners took the lead through Bukayo Saka, who tapped in after a scramble was created in the Atletico Madrid box. Victor Gyökeres had a massive opportunity to make it 2 goals to the good in the second half by David Raya. Had to be alert to the chance in the box, which he got down low to stop. Was there to mop up after Piero Hincapie's mistake. 7 Ben White. The connection with Saka down the right was just so much better, and the Arsenal right flank looked incredibly threatening. 8 William Saliba. Some brilliant, imperious moments that just made you gasp with appreciation. The touches defensively to outrun or outturn his opponent were sublime. Made the error that needed to be saved by Gabriel knocking his score down slightly. 8 Gabriel. Had the shot inside the opening 20 minutes from the edge of the post, fire wide. Had to be in the right position to stop Giuliano Simeone tapping in after Saliba's backwards header and was strong in the biggest of moments. 9 Riccardo Calafiori enjoyed several forays forward during his time on the field, including a shot from range and popping up in the box, but was tackled. Good performance. 7 Declan Rice, forced in a great sliding block in the box in the opening stages of the game. Then went on to showcase his world-class ability, striding through midfield and also orchestrating play from deep. 8 Miles Lewis-Skelly. Wanted the ball all the time in the middle, and found himself often inside the box, playing a great crossed ball driven into a dangerous area, but without anyone to tap it in. He always wanted the ball from his teammates and was willing to make stuff happen, a great showing on the biggest of stages. 8 Eberechi Eze, an odd game for the former Crystal Palace man, who couldn't get himself into the game and was unsurprisingly replaced in the second half. 6 Bukayo Saka, right place, right time, tapping in when the ball presented itself. Couldn't stay on much longer in the second half and needed to be replaced. 8 Victor Gyökeres, some excellent runs made in the first half, and then his efforts were rewarded as it was his cross, which found Trossard at the back post for the first goal. Had the chance to send the Gunners to the final when the cross from Hincapie found him in the box, but the touch was too heavy, and it went just over. 8 Leandro Trossard. His shot forced the save from Oblak, which fell into the path of Saka to give the Gunners the lead. Produced really good connections with Hincapie when he came on too, setting the full-back away down the left. 8 Martin Odegaard, came on to help both with the press, but more so to get control of the ball, especially in the middle of the park. 6. Noni Madueke sadly came on and was largely frustrating, running deep into the right wing but unable to produce much with it. 4. Piero Hincapié found a brilliant cross from the left, which should have been scored by Gyökeres. A hectic moment at the back nearly cost his side, but his keeper mopped up. 6. Martin Zubimendi, a great asset to be able to bring on to help see out the game. 6. Gabriel Martinelli came on and fought with all his fibres in every duel to see it through. 6. Breaking news.